guitar buddies, beautiful song from St. Vincent, Live in the Dream. So we'll start with the chords. I'm playing kind of a mixture of both the guitar and the keyboard parts here, really just to get the chords. And I'm starting on a D and a D6. So I'm just playing a D on 12, 11, 10 and 10, top 4 strings, and adding a B there, the 6th note. On 12, I've got a phaser on this to get that kind of dreamy keyboard sound that's on the track. So I'm just adding that B on 12 there to that D chord. And just kind of finger picking this, kind of randomly, just making it up as we're going along. And then we've got a G major 7. So I'm playing that 5, 4, 3 and 2. Again on the top 4 strings, and I can just take my first finger off. Gives me a G6 as well, which is nice. Just kind of picking through that. Then we've got an F major 7. So I'm playing 3, 2, 1 open, again top 4 strings, and a nice addition to that would be to add the G on 3 on the E string. So you've also got an added 9th. And then we've got a lovely little sequence here where, to get close to what the keyboard playing, I think I'm playing basically an E minor with an 11th and a 13th. Okay, so I've got E, an A, the 11th, C sharp, 13th, G there, 3rd, B, the 5th. So I'm playing open, E, 7 on D, 6 on G, 8 on B, and 7 on E. Another way to think of that would be A9 over E. Doesn't really matter, whatever works for you, but it's a lovely kind of variation of an E minor chord. So just picking through that, and then just basically playing an A7 sus4. So you basically got that. It's quite nice to play it up here though. So I'm just playing open A, 14, 12, 15 on the D, G and B strings. And move my little finger down to 14 to resolve that D to the 3rd, to the C sharp. Okay, and that's your main sequence. That's the intro and verse. It repeats twice around on the verse as well. Okay, and then we're just going into a section with an E minor 7. To an A7. And I'm just adding, just to make it more interesting, I'm just adding a 9th there as well. So I'm just playing the A7 standard open chord shape. Maybe add a G there on top, it's nice. And then I was playing open A, 5, 6, 5, that 9th there on 7, which is nice. And again, you can add a little D to that E minor 7 on top. Then we go into a C. And a nice little addition to that chord is a sharp 11, an F sharp. So I'm just playing C bar and then putting my little finger on 7 on the B string. Okay, entirely optional, but it's really nice. Then an A7. And again, just kind of messing around here, elaborating. Got the A7. I just moved it up to that A7 up to 5 and 5 on the D and B strings. So open 5, open 5. Still an A7. And then I just moved to open A, 11, 12, 12. Kind of adds a little more interest by making that B on top, making it an A9. and then did that sus4 resolving to A7 again, just like before. Same again. Okay, and then it repeats. We go through the verse again, and then the second time around, when we go to the E minor 7, starts the same way, but now instead of going to an A7, it goes to a B. Then we've got E minor, so E minor 7 there. Then I'm adding a G on 10. Basically, it makes it a G chord, or E minor over G, which is kind of how I'm thinking of it. Then E minor over A. So just playing that, and then just a bar across 12. Okay, on the top 5 strings or middle 4 strings, and then a B again. And then you're repeating that section again 4 times, and then just playing it a little simpler here as the song builds up. And the 4th time I kind of did that again, just to lead us into the guitar solo, which is again over those chords, just the same again. And then you're back into that verse section, just repeating on the fade out. So lovely chords there. Okay, so next we'll take a look at the lead parts. For the first solo, I'm starting with a bend from E to F sharp. So bending 9 to 11 on the G string. Releasing back to 9, D on the 7. And then kind of a slow bend from F sharp to G, just a semitone, 11 to 12, and then pushing that up a further tone to that A. Okay, then releasing that, so to the F on 10 as we hit the F chord, then bending that F to a G. Okay, bending it a tone. Release it back to 10 and finish on the E on 9. Alright, lovely simple solo, sounds great. Next we'll take a look at the second solo. For the second solo, I wasn't focusing on trying to play everything exactly note for note. I was more concerned with trying to follow the basic shape of it and use the same scale so you can improvise and play around with it if you were to play this live. Okay, so I'm basically starting on a bend over this. We've got the C chord. Okay, and over this chord, we're using notes from the A Dorian mode. Okay, so we've got a C major, but if you remember on the chord, we've got the F sharp in there. Okay, and the A Dorian mode features an F sharp. Okay, so it works nicely over this chord sequence. So we've got, okay, so starting with a bend on 7, release, so bending D to E, and release to C. Okay, so then we hit that F sharp from the Dorian mode, and just bending a semitone to G. So we've got those 3 notes. So we've got 11, bend release to 9. Then we're bending A to B. Okay, so we've got, and then kind of rebending. Okay, and then we go to the A chord, and this is where we switch from the Dorian mode to the Mixolydian. So the only difference between A Dorian and A Mixolydian, okay, is the fact that we've got, instead of C natural, we've got a C sharp. Okay, so the C is the root of the C chord, and the C sharp is the 3rd of the A chord. Okay, so you've got a kind of minor to major feel. Okay, and then so now we've got, so we're starting with similar notes. Again, that semitone bend. So we're going down to that F sharp, bend and release to 9, 11, bend, release 9, and then here, that's when we hit that C sharp. So I'm bending on 16, C sharp, releasing to B, A, so 16, bend, release, down to 14, but then a kind of slow bend from D to E. So I'm bending on 15, okay, on the B string, and then we got back to the C chord, okay. So I'm playing around here with a bend from D to E on 15, release, B on 12, hitting that F sharp again, this time by bending from E to F sharp, and releasing on 17 on the B string, and again. And then I was playing something like D to E, and then hitting that's bending to that C sharp again. Okay, so bending on 16 on G, and then just hitting an A on 14, 14, 14, sliding down, then back into a C chord. So here I'm kind of an A blues scale type section. I'm just going down. So I'm just kind of playing around with going from E, D to C, 7, 5, 3. And coming down the blues scale, hitting that E. So just playing with the notes of D, C, A, G, E. Very familiar shape. So 7, 5, 7, 5, 7 there. Of the G and D strings, and landed on the A string. Then again, just messing with that scale, taking it up the neck, familiar territory, just that F sharp bend to G. I'm doing a little 11, 9, put a D on 12, and an E there. Then we hit the A chord again, and I was just playing chord on 14, 14, 14, bend on 16, down to 14. Okay, so again you can play around with those little shapes and notes, and then I did some double stop bends. So I'm just going C, D and E, okay, over that C chord. Okay, so just bending, playing on the B string. We've got 13, 15, 17, and bending beneath that on 15, 17, 19. Okay, and then I finished with some octaves. So basically I played. Okay, so I'm playing C sharp, D, C sharp. So I was playing 11 and 14, moving up a semitone to 12, 15. That's on the D and B strings. And then I'm going down A flat, G. So 12 and 14, 11, 13, 10, 12. And then just another little chromatic drop down of B, B flat, A. So 14, 16, 13, 15, 12, 14. And then I'm just finishing off on a D chord as we go back into that verse section. So I just put that on 16, 14, and 15. As I said, I wasn't playing the solo note for note. I'm more trying to learn through what the kind of scales are used. And it's a great solo, and it's one you can sort of put your own stamp on and have a lot of fun with. Okay, so next we'll take a look at the bass part. So for the bass, I was mainly improvising around the root and fifth, sometimes ninth of the chords. So basically just starting on D, up on 12 of D string, to a G, fifth D, down to an octave lower G, or the G chord, just using those notes, going down to 3, 3 and 1 for the F, E on 7, so you could slide to 12, or sometimes play a B to an A, go down the root, fifth roots, 7, 7, 5 for the A, and then just root and fifth, D. So just kind of ad-libbing, very simply, giving lots of space in the song for the guitar and vocals, just following the chords. That kind of stuff. Okay, and then just on the E minor, just root and fifth to 7 and 7 to the A, then on that E minor, second time just taking the root up from E to B to G to D, so 7 7 10 10, then the A on 7 7 and D and A, and again on that C to A section, just playing root and fifth. Okay. And again, you could add on that a ninth note. It's nice on the A. Again, just all improvising around the chords here. 9, 7, 7. The only really lick I put in was just one I heard on the track was a little chromatic failure here, just after that first C to A section. Just A, G sharp, G, 14, 13, 12, 14, and then 16, 15, 14, B, B flat A, and then back into the verse. Okay, and you've got the E minor section to B, then E minor, G the bass. If you're watching the playthrough, it's really easy to follow along, and then all the solos and ending, you've got that C to A section, and then just faded out on the verse. Okay, so it's a great one to just explore. Just play, roots and fifths will get you through it, and throw in whatever else you like. Great song, and as always, buddies, thanks for watching. Cheers.